A couple of years ago, I had the unique opportunity to be with my whole family, my mom, my dad, my sister, her children, my nephew and my niece, all of us at the same time in the same place for a few weeks. This doesn't happen often, as those are rare and precious occasions that have been less frequent as time has gone by. Because we live in different countries, that offered a very good opportunity for all of us to be together, enjoying one another's company and presence. The kids were excited to have me, and they were beaming with anticipation to spend some time with their uncle, me, and their grandparents, my parents. But I was troubled with the possibility of my sister inviting us over to her house for a gathering of sorts or to share a meal together. The reason why I was troubled by that is because she is in a relationship with a man that I strongly disapprove of for very powerful reasons. I felt extremely uncomfortable with the thought of having to be with him and act diplomatically, as I usually do, as if everything was just fine. Deep in my heart, I was faced with a dilemma. Should I honestly speak with my sister and tell her the truth by sharing my unpleasant feelings and the reasons for them? Or should I simply bottle those feelings up inside me for the sake of the greater good? I was concerned and afraid of the potential implications of being open and honest with my sister by telling her the unfiltered truth. This time around, though, I felt very inclined not to go to her house, nor to spend time in the presence of that man. I was definitely feeling uneasy with the thought of not saying anything, and even worse, potentially making excuses to avoid being there. But the same uneasiness weighed down my heart when I thought of talking with my sister and telling her how I felt. I can actually feel that same uneasiness right now as I share this with you. So after a few nights of difficult introspection, discernment, and conflicting feelings and thoughts, and also after years of not having seen my beloved sister, I decided to converse with her and tell her the truth. And so I did. It was a very difficult conversation for me to have, as I can still see the expression in her eyes as I was talking. I could feel the pain growing in both of our hearts as the conversation went on. I had not even finished sharing with her all the things I wanted to, and I was already experiencing a bit of remorse. I ended up asking her to please not invite me over to her house for the reasons I had just explained. We both handled it in a very loving way, and she was respectful of my position. But I know she was hurting, and so was I, deeply. The days went by, and the time came for me to leave. I did not set foot in her house while we were all there. There were a couple of family and friends gatherings at her place, of course, but I was absent. My parents, especially my mom, were in pain, and the kids were disconcerted, even though I had the chance to spend time with them separately. I could not help but repeatedly revisiting my decision to be honest, and I must confess that there have been times when I have felt regret and guilt. The relationship between my sister and I changed as of that moment. I guess that was to be expected. And unfortunately, we have grown more distant ever since. To this day, it continues to be difficult for me to assess if being completely honest was the best course of action, especially when I think that, had I played along by not saying anything, conflict would have been avoided and pain prevented in the hearts of the ones I love the most. The memory of it still haunts me, and even though I believed that being honest was the way to go, I do regret the fracture in the relationship with my sister and the pain that my choice caused to my family. Oftentimes, when I feel regret, I think I could have sacrificed my own truth so that others were happy. I hate to think that there might have been an element of selfishness in my decision, but on the other hand, I have also been trying hard to be more assertive, honest, and kind to myself and stop putting others always before me. I'm finding that balance to be difficult. I usually conduct myself with authentic kindness, consideration, and tactfulness, trying to be very much aware and careful of the feelings of those around me. And having spoken with my sister in such a painfully honest and direct way was something outside of my comfort zone. The experience has made me think deeply, reconsider, and even question its worthiness. My heart still aches. I learned that honesty and transparency entail vulnerability and risk. And many times, being honest comes at a price that I better be prepared to pay the next time around.